This video is brought to you by Hit Point Press and their Big Bad Booklet series. Hello and welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. It's finally here. We have our next minion box in the Epic Encounters line. This is Chambers of the Serpent Folk. Right off the top of my head, I think this is going to be great for your Tomb of Annihilation adventures, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. This box has 20 unpainted minis, a double-sided game map, and an adventure. If you and your friends can bring some dice and some characters, knowledge of your 5e rules, and some snacks and drinks to share, then you have everything you need to have a sensational game. See what I did there? All right, just one more thing to tell you before we dive in. We recently did a revamp of our Patreon tiers to help provide you more perks for your money. It's your generous support that's keeping us on the air and making content for you. For just $1 a month, you can get access to behind-the-scenes videos and text updates from me about what's coming up on the channel and what's going on in the TTRPG community, along with access to the roped-off chamber of our Discord channel where we keep all the best drinks and minis. For just $5 a month, you get early access to all our videos so you can see the newest hotness before anyone else, and you get exclusive videos you can't see anywhere else. All that and much, much more. Just head over to patreon.com/thegallantgoblin to learn more and help keep us on the air, keep our cameras rolling. We need your help. So I really do love these Steamforged minis, so let's open this set up and see what they have in store for us this time. Inside the box, we have what we've come to expect from Steamforged. We have a very interesting looking map, the Chamber of the Serpent Folk Adventure Guide, and 20 minis using 8 unique sculpts. In this adventure, an ancient, long-forgotten temple suddenly comes back to life as sarcophagi slide open and statues break apart to reveal scaled creatures entombed inside. Long ago, the great Serpent Folk civilization saw a cataclysm on the horizon and preserved their race inside temples such as this, waiting for the right time to awaken and reclaim their rightful place atop the food chain. Let's take a closer look at these minis to see what kinds of monsters your players are going to face. First, we have the Serpent Folk Halfbloods, the only minis in the set to walk on 2 legs. 3 come armed with a longbow and 3 with a scimitar and shield. Their stat block accounts for both weapon options. These use a slightly adapted version of the yuan-ti malice and stat block without the shape-changing abilities. The Halfbloods would never be considered leaders, merely bodyguards to protect the true spiritual leaders of the long-vanished civilization, the Nemetoas High Priests. The Halfbloods have a CR of 3. The Serpent Folk Nemetoas priests help guide the species through its evolution and very closely protect the purity of their own bloodline. They share power with the Serpent King or Queen, though the power struggles between the two sides can be quite acrimonious. You receive 6 standard Nemetoas priests and 1 who would be considered the High Priest, though they share the same stat block, which is somewhat loosely based on the yuan-ti abomination stat block with additional spellcasting options. The Nemetoas have a CR of 7. Next, we have 4 Serpent Folk Brutes, the larger elite guards who report directly to the Serpent King or Queen, the Queen's Guard, essentially. They're on bases that are slightly larger than your typical medium-sized base. The Brutes are heavily armored and hit quite hard. The book labels them as CR3 creatures, but I think that's selling them a little bit short as they're definitely tougher than your standard Half-Blood. Their stat block doesn't appear to be based on any pre-existing creature. To expand their arcane powers, the Serpent Folk attempted to tap into the powers outside of the material realm. They built monoliths and other structures to penetrate through to the outer realms, from which they siphoned dark energies, sometimes spawning creatures like this Gloom Wraith, which uses the standard Wraith stat block. Its incorporeal nature and life drain abilities should really mix things up for the players in this adventure. It has a CR of 5 and also comes on a slightly oversized medium base. Next, we have the Serpent Queen's pet, a bone Naga, whose title is Servant of the Serpent Throne. Its stat block is based on the Guardian Bone Naga, which is a CR4 creature. It has cleric spellcasting abilities, which it will use to protect its queen and thwart anyone who dare raises a hand against her. It comes on a large size base. Finally, we have the Serpent Queen herself, a CR10 8th level spellcaster with spells like Stone Skin, Wall of Fire, Fireball, and Counterspell. She uses a unique stat block and also has the abilities of the other Serpent Folk, such as a Poisonous Bite and the ability to grapple and constrict foes. Perhaps the most dangerous thing about her, though, is the powerful allies she keeps close at hand. Let me show you all the minis you get in the set together, and then show you how they look next to some of our other yuan-ti minis from WizKids, if you'd like to use these unpainted minis in your other adventures. The included adventure book sticks to the proven formula that we've grown accustomed to. They provide lots of unique background lore for the Serpent Folk race and the temple setting where they are slowly stirring back to consciousness. There's also a page of bullet-pointed lore that your players may learn. Some of it may be real, some apocryphal. It's really up to you, the story you want to tell, and perhaps any existing lore if you're dropping this adventure into an ongoing campaign, which you can easily do. A whole page of potential story hooks is provided, whether you want this to be a one-shot or a side mission. Maybe you come across the temple and here it contains tempting riches. Maybe the forest has begun to die off in an area and you're sent to investigate. Maybe you were brought here by a magical artifact. Trust me, you should find something on this page to justify engaging with this adventure. There's also information provided to liven up the adventure, including a table to roll on to see what happens when spells are cast in the temple, teeming with residual arcane energies. And finally, we dive into the map itself and its various locations. The map is 16 inches by 23 inches, double-sided and printed on nice paper stock. Unlike some of our previous maps, this isn't exactly a dungeon crawl. The first side of the map is the sacrificial chamber with a series of obelisks or menhirs surrounding a vast pit. A huge crystal used to trap sunlight, a wall of skulls, and a device known as a haruspexy, which is used as both a torture implement and a divination tool. Each of these locations has lore and mechanics for you to explore. The opposite side of the map has the Chamber of Slumber, the courtroom of the Queen. This room contains reliquaries, sarcophagi, storage pits containing random items from a rolling table, an unearthly monument that seems like real bad news, and the Queen's dais. Again, everything in here has a story and gameplay tied to it. The map is beautiful and detailed and could be used later for other temples and other important chambers. The booklet contains enough randomized elements that you can run the adventure several times and have a different experience each game. And as always, it has a self-contained story or can be the lead-in for an epic boss box using the accompanying Epic Encounters boss box. In this case, we have Temple of the Snake God, which we'll be reviewing soon here on the channel. Once again, the folks at Steamforged Games, including game designer Matt Hart, game developer and writer Richard August, and project manager Matthew Elliott, have put together an incredibly fun adventure in a box that manages to feel very different than the previous sets. I have a feeling this one could be quite a challenge for the players. And the threat posed by these rising serpent folk certainly feels more sinister than some of our past epic encounters. And once again, you get great unpainted minis and a versatile map to add to your overall TTRPG collection. This adventure is designed for Tier 2 play, with characters between levels 5 and 10, but instructions are provided to help you tweak it for higher or lower levels. If you have any questions about it, please let me know in the comments section down below. Chambers of the Serpent Folk is scheduled to launch on July 12th, 2021 for an MSRP of $49.95. Pre-orders are available now on Steamforged.com, through other online retailers, and through your friendly local game stores. Many thanks to Steamforged for providing us this early copy to review with you, and for being one of the sponsors and champions of our channel. And thank you to our sponsor for this video, Hit Point Press and their Big Bad Booklet series, a monthly zine about boss monsters for 5th edition. The Big Bad Booklets also give you exciting adventures that you can run with your gaming group, and you can get a new one each and every month. Just want a PDF to run the game off your phone or tablet? They got you covered. Want a cool comic book sized booklet to keep on your shelf? You can do that as well. This month, come meet Exaxia, an arachnid thorn witch with a hypnotizing scent used to lure in her prey. Can you escape Exaxia's 8-legged clutches, or will you find yourself in a thorny situation. Subscribe today at bigbads.com. And thank you for watching today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our review of Temple of the Snake God and other exciting Steamforged content that we have in production right now. Don't forget to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thegallantgoblin to help us expand our content and continue making videos. Come join the discussion on Reddit, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And please click the little thumbs up button down below if you enjoyed the video today. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.